الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم الذي خلقكم والذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا والسماء بناء وأنزل من السماء ماء فأخرج به من الثمرات رزقا لكم فلا تجعلوا لله أندادا وأنتم تعلمون صدق الله العظيم. We have completed ayat number 21 of Surat Al-Baqarah, moving on to ayat number 22. In ayat number 21 of Surat Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses mankind, all three categories of human beings, the mu'mineen, the believers, the kuffar, the disbelievers, and the munafiqeen, the hypocrites. The command is very general that worship your Rabb, that being who has created you and created those before you, so that you may have taqwa, you may gain taqwa. And the purpose for gaining this taqwa is so that you may get hidayah, the Quran may become a means of hidayah and guidance for you. But along with the favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ayat number 22, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues with His favors. الَّذِي جَعَلَ لَكُمُ الْأَرْضَ فِرَاشًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is that being who has made the earth firasha, a bed for you. A farsh is bed. Firasha, various types of bed, or the best type of bed, a bed that you can walk on and that you can sleep on, that is comfortable, but also not like our beds, you stand on it and it's very wobbly. It's not like this. But firash, and that earth that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made the best type of bedding for you. وَالسَّمَاءَ بِنَاءً. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is that being who has made the sky a canopy, a kind of ceiling above you. وَأَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that being who sends down from the sky water. فَأَخْرَجَ بِهِ مِنَ الثَّمَرَاتِ رِزْقًا لَكُمْ. With this water, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He brings out the fruits as sustenance for you. And when this is the case and this is the reality, فَلَا تَجْعَلُوا لِلَّهِ أَنْدَادًا. Then don't set up partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. And you knowing, or you have this knowledge, you knowingly set up partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or you have this knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the being who has done all of these favors for you. So don't set up partners with Him, don't do shirk with Him. Coming to the unique aspect of this ayah, there are three major favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in this ayah. You can take the surface meaning, the earth is a bed. When you look at the earth, how smooth Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it, how beautiful Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it. Of course, we as human beings, we needed cars, and for cars we needed asphalt, and for asphalt we needed all these other things that we put there. So now it's not a bed for us, what we have done to it. But if you go to those areas that are left natural, how beautiful the earth is. You go on the grass or the lands or the fields that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created, even in the forests. How smooth Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made the ground. Also, another aspect of this bed is that whenever we go to our beds, we feel secure. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this earth that type of bed, that we're secure that the earth will not be wobbly or will not swallow us. At least we feel that security. Also, we feel at home on the ground. You go on in the sea or you go in the air. No matter how brave we are, when we come down to the ground, no matter how much we may love traveling, when we get to the ground, how comfortable we feel. The ground is the ground. The earth is earth. You can travel all you want. You can become as familiar as you want with traveling, and you can love flying. When you come down, then earth is home. It's a bed for you. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this earth on one side, one meaning. And this earth is like a bed for you. Sama'a bina'a. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made the sky a canopy. There are 7 layers to this sky that we have. And they have various names for them: ionosphere and stratosphere and troposphere and whatever other funny spheres names you have. You know all the 7 layers. And what kind of system Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created in the sky. On one side there's beauty in the sky. وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ الْحُبُكِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set up such a sky that you look up, sometimes the sky dazzles you. A beautiful sight. You have the rainbows and you have the clouds, the formations. And then in our mind we make formations. You look at the clouds and you start telling yourself that a certain cloud looks like a certain way. But how beautiful formation that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made in the sky. But all of these layers are also a protection. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also tells us in the Quran, وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ الرَّجْعِ. That the sky, it is that quality of the sky that it returns whatever goes up. Or also it returns whatever hits the sky. We know through science now that when the solar flares hit the earth, we barely get any portion of that solar flare. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created such a filter in the sky that it filters out everything. All of the harmful rays and whatever is in the outer space. When it hits the earth, filter after filter, by the time it reaches out, there's barely anything left. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created such a beautiful system. Our filters, every few months you're told to change it. With the sky, subhanallah, what a filter system is going on. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created for our protection. But also we as human beings, we send up signals in the sky and they come down. All these radio waves and microwaves and TV waves, and those who are familiar with technology understand how telephones work and cell phones work, and how the TV signals work, how radio signals work. They go up into the sky, and then from there they're directed. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created a system. And this system is very, very unique. We are still finding out new things about this system. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned it in the Quran in very few words. That sky that returns whatever goes to it. From outer space, it returns it back into outer space. And from this earth, whatever goes up, it returns it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created such a system. So that sky that becomes a canopy, just like the canopy are ceilings at our homes. Something hits the ceiling, you're safe from it. Rain hits it, you're safe. Also, whatever we throw up, it comes down. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created this system. And He calls the sky a canopy, just like the canopies of our homes. وَأَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He sends down water from the sky gradually. If you take the distance of that one cloud, and what a system Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created of rain. If all the water of the rain was to be dumped on us, it would be crushed, it would be finished. And you take one cloud, one regular rain cloud, they have a name for it, the cumulonimbus, simple cloud. It has more water than the Niagara Falls. And that falls on you. What do you think will happen? You'll be crushed, be finished. Not only that, it's floating in the middle of the air. What a system Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. We are hardly 5-6 feet, 200, 250 pounds. We don't float. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made such a heavy thing flying in the sky. One of the heaviest creations we know on earth, as far as weight is concerned, is a hurricane cloud. And that's why they have the names for the hurricanes, the categories. One of the reasons for these categories is the weight of the cloud. Some of them can go over 1 billion tons. If you research how heavy one rain cloud is. And not only this, if you were to stand at the top of a very tall tower, a very tall building, the Sears Tower, and you were to drop something as light as a penny, with the speed that it will fall from that height, if it was to hit even pavement, it will make a hole in pavement. If it was to hit a human being, you can have some serious damage if it doesn't kill them. That's a penny. And you take the weight of a raindrop. And also travel at very, very high speed. You drop a penny from there, you're going very fast. 40, 50 miles an hour, maybe even faster than that. It causes some very serious damage at that size. But you take the raindrop, almost the size of a penny. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has also given it weight. But it's so aerodynamic that after 15 miles an hour, the aerodynamic system of it will not allow it to go any faster. And it's dropped from much higher than the Sears Tower. You ever think how high these clouds are? How Rahim and Kareem Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. And not one drop, not two drops. How much comes down? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of His infinite mercy, He makes this rain beneficial. وَأَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً فَأَخْرَجَ بِهِ مِنَ الثَّمَرَاتِ رِزْقًا لَكُمْ. With this rain, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings out the fruits for us as our sustenance. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about these fruits, you go check the size and the structure of these fruits. It's amazing. Some of them you bite into, there's nothing but water. You take grapes, you take oranges, you bite into, nothing but water. Even watermelon, you bite into it, nothing but water. And you're chewing and chewing and chewing, and in the end you realize you're chewing water, Subhanallah. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. And each one of these fruits have different colors. The color of the orange, hence its name. The grapes, the watermelon, green on the outside, red on the inside, subhanallah. And it's amazing how beneficial all of these fruits are. There was a man, he was traveling and he heard about that there was one town, but there was a lot of wise people, And so one time he was traveling, he had his donkey with him and he had a chicken with him, I just remember this story talking about watermelon. He went to this wise town, so he was thinking to himself, I only have $1, $2. He didn't have, back then he didn't have that much money. He had whatever currency of that time. He was thinking, what can I buy with this to feed myself, feed my donkey, and feed my chicken, So he was thinking and thinking. So he saw one little boy walking by, That's why I teach your children wisdom. So he called the little boy. He said, oh my son, I'm thinking really hard. I don't know what to buy. This child looked at him and said, why are you so worried? You okay? He said, I'm traveling. I only have this money. But if I buy food, either I can eat it, or my donkey can eat it, or the chicken can eat it. And if one of us eat the other two, we're going to die. The boy said, oh, it's easy, buy a watermelon. I said, what? He said, think about it. The watermelon you eat, give the seeds to your chicken and give the outside to your donkey. For everything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. So the donkey will eat the outside cover of the watermelon, the chicken will eat the seeds, and you eat the watermelon. So finish. Easy solution. Teach your children wisdom. So, very simple solution. How much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given, and nothing goes to waste. What a system Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. And this sustenance, different colors. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows how picky we are, If we were all given one color, we would all start complaining. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also, He knows that whatever is beneficial for us as human beings, human psychology, if you just give someone something, they only give so much value. But if you package it nice, all of a sudden it becomes the most valuable. You go to a party and you just give someone just a little gift. It has a different feeling. You just hand someone the same gift without the packaging. It has a different feeling. How Rahim and Kareem Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that every single fruit He has packaged so beautifully. What a system. How merciful Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. And what is unique, yusqa bima'in wahid. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says all of them are watered with the same water. It's not the water for the watermelon is different, the water for the banana is different. All of them have different tastes and different sugars. And what's amazing is the sugars of these fruits are not even bad for you. The other fruits, certain people with diabetes or something cannot have certain sugars. Many of these fruits, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made them very natural, very good for us. But this is how merciful Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. فَلَا تَجْعَلُوا لِلَّهِ أَنْدَادًا. So when you know this, don't set up partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't set up that you're trying to please others in the disobedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ, and you knowingly do this. One of the unique miracles of the Quran, and I'll try my best to explain this so that we all understand it. One of the unique miracles of the Quran is that in the Quran you'll find a formula mentioned. And after the formula is mentioned, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will mention a solution to that formula. You'll have a formula mentioned. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give a solution to that formula. And what is amazing is that if you take the formula and you take the solution, you'll have a mirror image. You know what a mirror image is? If you stand in front of the mirror, you're actually looking at yourself backwards. How are you looking at yourself? Right? Your right is the mirror's left, and your left is the mirror's right, yes? Mirror image. Go to this Surat Al-Baqarah, the first 20 ayat. In the first 20 ayat, you had the qualities of the believers, you had the qualities of the disbelievers, and you had the qualities of the munafiqeen or the hypocrites. Now the question comes, okay, is there a solution, or what is the end result of all three? Is there a solution for somebody who's a munafiq or a hypocrite? Yes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the solution in ayat number 21 and 22, mirror image. Ayat number 23 and 24 deals with the kuffar, the disbelievers, the second group that was mentioned. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the end of that discussion says, فَاتَّقُوا النَّارَ الَّتِي وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةِ, then fear that fire, the fuel of which is man and stones. أُعِدَّتْ لِلْكَافِرِينَ, it's been prepared for the kuffar. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us. That's ayat number 23 and 24. Ayat number 25 deals with the result of the believers. وَبَشِّرِ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ أَنَّ لَهُمْ جَنَّاتٍ تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارِ. Give the glad tidings to those who believe and do righteous deeds. Will have gardens underneath which rivers will be flowing. So mirror image. In the beginning of the surah, up until ayat number 20, qualities of believers, disbelievers, and munafiqeen. Then in continuation of the munafiqeen, there is a cure for the munafiq. And we'll get to that cure. Then you have the end result of the kafir, and you have the rewards of the believer. Mirror image. What a beautiful system Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made in the Quran. And you'll find this throughout the Quran. Not just here. It's a style of the Quran. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives ayat number 21 and ayat number 22. There are the favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned. Why? There's a formula in our human psyche that goes, Al-insan abidul ihsan. This human being, he's a slave of ihsan. What is ihsan? One is adl, justice. Someone does good to you, you do good to them. That's called justice. The other is ihsan. Ihsan is when you go beyond what is just justice. You try and help someone more than what they did for you. Not just if you equal what they did for you, that's justice. But you go above and beyond, that is called ihsan. Generally, when someone has done ihsan to us, we feel indebted to them. The best example is parents. What is there the parents have not done for the children? From sleepless nights to difficulties, to whatever they have gone through for the children. They sweat and they go through hardship after hardship just so that their children can have some happiness or some future. With all those hopes. We call this ihsan. And what do the parents? They have nothing, they don't expect anything in return. What do they expect from a little child? What do they expect when the child grows up? At least they expect that, okay, this child will at least listen to me. But even then, if the child doesn't become obedient, they don't care. They still try their best to take care of the child. And it's amazing what a system Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created between the parents and the children. But this is called ihsan. And for those who have humanity in them, we call it insaniyah, those that have some humanness in them, so they will love their parents and respect their parents and be very dutiful to their parents. They will not show any kind of disrespect to their parents. That's if they're human. If they're not human, so we live in a society where very few are real humans. I don't want to go into the details. What they do to their parents, how they forget their parents. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from the evils of this society. But this is what is ihsan. And if you want to see how those who are indebted to ihsan, go see the society of those who take care of their parents. And with utmost respect. So this is how we understand what is the situation of ihsan. Even someone may harbor some ill feelings to their parents. If the parent falls ill, that person will go out of his way to take care of his parents. Why? Because the human being is indebted to those who do ihsan to them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in ayat number 21 and ayat number 22 reminds us of His favors. عِلَمْ تَذْكِيرْ بِآلَاءِ اللَّهِ. The favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He is the being who has created you. He has created those before you. And He has given you this earth, made it firash. He has made it a bed for you. How many favors? He has made the sky a canopy for you. He has made this, the rain to come down with all the sustenance. Whatever we could think of for our survival, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given. And He mentions all of these favors. Why? Because no one else can claim that they have done this for you. Our parents cannot claim that they've made this earth for us. Parents cannot claim that they've made the sky for us. Parents cannot claim that they bring down the rain. Any other power or authority, you take any government, you take any power, no one can claim that they've done these things. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding us human beings that remind yourself and take this tazkirah, take this reminder that it is Allah who has given you all of these favors. And you know this. So once you're reminded of the favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so this can become a cure for nifaq. This can become a cure for hypocrisy. On one side you have nifaq, hypocrisy. What is the opposite of hypocrisy? Sincerity, ikhlas. So how does a person become sincere? When they become loyal. How do you become loyal? When you understand the reality of how much you need the being that has created you. And on the other side, you also realize how many favors that being has bestowed upon you. So the aspect of becoming a mukhlis, or getting ikhlas, getting sincerity and becoming sincere, so that is the cure for being a hypocrite or being a munafiq. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives that cure in these two ayat, which is actually the cure of those 20 ayat of the sifat and the qualities of the munafiq or the hypocrite that was mentioned. The cure for that, remind yourself of the favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This will cure and remove this nifaq and hypocrisy from your heart. It will make you loyal and sincere to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you don't do this, once you realize all of this, فَلَا تَجْعَلُوا لِلَّهِ أَنْدَادًا. So don't set up partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't become two-faced. Don't be the friend of shaitan. This is the qualities of the munafiq, that they befriend shaitan and they become two-faced and they think that they can deceive Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or they make fun of the sincere believers. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warns the munafiq in these ayat that here are the favors that I've bestowed upon you. Show your loyalty. فَلَا تَجْعَلُوا لِلَّهِ أَنْدَادًا. Don't set up partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. And you know this. Because the munafiq, he's a munafiq because he knows. He's not a munafiq because he doesn't know. The munafiq knows the reality of what he's doing. How he is almost on the brink of kufr. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warns him in ayat number 21 and ayat number 22. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give all of us understanding and give us the tawfiq to practice His deen. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. اللهم نور قلوبنا بالقرآن وزين أخلاقنا بالقرآن ونجنا من النار بالقرآن وادخلنا في الجنة بالقرآن. اللهم اجعل القرآن لنا في الدنيا قرينا وفي القبر مونسا وعلى الصراط نورا وفي الجنة رفيقا ومن النار سترا وحجابا. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.